Hi, I'm George Chernowski, and we're going to be traveling through Introduction to Literature this semester. Okay, um, it's a course that I love, and let me make this point right away for you. Okay, my firm belief is that literature only has meaning in what it means for you, the reader. Okay, so we will not be reading pieces of literature or pieces of poetry, short stories or poetry or a drama or whatever. We may even include a movie later on in the semester that kind of helps put all the pieces together. Um, we won't be asking you to look for something that some critic or author or poet thought something should mean. We'll be looking for you to figure out what it means to you. Okay? So, right from the beginning, I'm telling you, we want you to be active readers. We want you to allow yourself to become part of what you are doing. Okay? So, um, what that means is if you read through something, don't stew over it like, what does this mean? What's it all about? No. From the beginning, open yourself up so that what you can really be thinking about, besides the action of the story, is what's going on with you, the reader. Okay? We want you to be personally involved. So we're not looking for this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then. We're looking for, oh, here's what I thought about this. Oh, wow, look what happened here. Man, how would I be in this situation? That kind of thing, okay? So my feeling is that this is a course where you should be able to relax and enjoy, and actually that's why I brought even a stage prop today, my own cup of coffee, um, so that you can get the idea that I want you to relax in this course. I want you to enjoy this course. I want you to share ideas in this course, okay? And I do like my coffee. Um, and in fact, and some of you will grab the message from this is Starbucks. Okay, I had some of you folks in class last semester, and some people brought Starbucks into class. Some people brought Tim's, and other stuff, and that's okay. One of the beautiful things about an online course is, of course, you have no problems having your own cup of coffee and being in your pajamas if you want to, and sitting in bed doing this, and whatever makes no difference to me. Okay, so again, right from the beginning, literature only has meaning if it has meaning for you, the reader. Okay, please grasp that idea. We're not looking for you to do research about what something might mean to some critic. We're looking for you to look into you for what it might mean to you. Now, what does that mean? That means that, let me just grab a couple of the names that I know are in this course. When Christina reads something, her take on it might be very different from when Madeline reads something, okay? And when Lindsay comments on something, writes about something, her ideas may be very different from Christina's ideas, um, you know, because we've all lived different lives. We've all been in different places. Um, we all think differently. We have different experiences that have fashioned who we are. And so as we read things, it hits us differently than the person who, if we were in a classroom, would be sitting next to us because we've lived different lives. We've had different experiences. Okay? So that's what I'm looking for, is for you to try to tie in personally to make what we read something personal. Okay, now, does that sound hard? Well, I don't think so. Think about this. I have to believe that all of you, when you were little kids, saw the movie Bambi. Okay? When Bambi's mother was shot, did you cry? Of course you did, because everybody cries when they see Bambi's mother shot, right? But you knew that wasn't a real deer. You knew it wasn't your mother, but you had tied in to what was happening in that movie. And so you were personally involved enough to shed tears. And I'm sure that you've all watched horror movies where you tense up, you feel frightened, okay? Because you've allowed yourself to become involved, you know. So that's what we're looking for you to do in literature, okay? So that's kind of a basis of where we're going. So keep in mind, literature only has meaning in what it means for you, and you are not going to react the same. Now, in this course, we're going to have a lot of interaction amongst you folks and me, okay? You'll see in there that each week we'll ask each of you to write an essay about whatever it is that we're assigned that week, and we're not looking for anything of gigantic size. We're looking um, for the typical 4 or 5 paragraph essay, and realistically, we're not correcting these essays for grammar. We're looking for your ideas in them. That doesn't mean be careless, but what you say in them is what really counts. Okay, and then the day after all of those essays are due to be posted, or later on that day, or some of you will post your essays early, So we'll want each of you to go in and make some kind of comment on 2 other students' essays. Okay, so you're sharing ideas. This way, you'll be reading what other people say, and it will give you the opportunity to expand, because we all grow through hearing each other's ideas. So, um, by and large, I'm not looking for you to just go with my ideas. I'm looking for you to share ideas with each other. Okay, that's really what this course is all about, because my big goal is to increase your enjoyment of literature. That's what I want to do in here, so that you'll want to read more literature, so that you become more involved in literature. And by sharing ideas, you'll be doing that. Okay? So when you comment on each other's essays, okay, you don't do anybody any good by saying, "Oh, that was good." No. Just be really put down what you think. It's okay to say that was good, but then go on to say, something like, "I especially liked where you talked about da 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 da," or, "No, I didn't see that at all, and even though you wrote it, I still don't see it." Okay, we're only looking in your responses for like 3 or 4 sentences each time. We're not looking for you to write big essays in response to people's ideas. Okay, but we're looking for you to kind of establish some idea exchange. So somebody writes their essay, puts it out there for you to read, and you do quick reactions on a couple of people's. Okay, and again, saying that was good doesn't do anybody any good. Okay, so this whole thing doesn't take a ton of time. Most of the assignments are not going to be really long, but we're looking for your involvement. Okay, now I want you to be aware that I know you are all very busy people. I know that at least most of you work other jobs. Some of you 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week. I know that, okay? And I know that sometimes life gets in the way, and especially in these COVID times, life really gets in the way a lot, okay? So if something happens that you just can't get to the assignment that week, or you can't get to it on time, text me, okay? Send me a text and tell me when I might expect it, first of all, and tell me why, okay? Okay, I had to work 2 doubles this weekend, so I really didn't have time to get to my work. I get it. I've lived in the real world a long time, and so I get the idea that sometimes things get in the way. People get sick. People have people in their family who get sick, or even beyond that, and so it takes you out of your normal way of life. Okay, let me know. And I had somebody a couple of years ago that had an auto accident, and they were in the hospital for a couple of weeks, okay? And they were not in such a situation that they could be doing online assignments while they were in the hospital. Okay, so, send me a text, tell me that, and we'll work together to get you caught up. Or if life gets in the way a lot and you do fall a couple of weeks behind, we'll work together to get you back into it, okay? So if you have the misfortune to fall behind, and I hope you don't, but if you do, get in touch with me and we'll figure out how to get you caught up, okay? So my text number, and it's in the syllabus, but let me give it to you anyway. 716-861-8648, okay? 716-861-8648. I wish I could write it on the screen for you, but I'm not that, I'm not that sophisticated with this all this computer kind of thing. But feel free to text me anytime. Feel free to call me anytime. Okay. It in the syllabus it has for office hours, and I put down whenever needed. And what that means is you need to be in touch with me. Be in touch with me. Now, if you send me a text, okay, then put your name in with it. Okay, and so I know who it is. And my email address, like everybody emails address at Trocare, is my last name, my first initial at trocare.edu. And my last name is Chernowski. Let me spell that for you in case you don't have it, on your schedule. CHERNOWSKI. And then my first name's George, so the letter G. So Chernowski G at trocare.edu. But let me tell you, if you send me an email, I get a lot of garbage emails. So if you send me an email, label it Intro to Lit or label it Trocare English or something like that, so I know to open it, because the vast majority of my emails I just delete without opening. Okay, and if you leave me if you call me on the phone and you don't get me, then leave me a message. Okay, leave me a message so I can call you back, and I will call you back. I'm not great. I don't have my phone in my pocket the majority of the day, but I do check it a couple of times a day at least, so I will get back to you. So let me know. And actually, my answering on my phone says something like, "You've reached the luckiest guy in town," something like that. So if you hear that, that's me. Okay, and hey, how lucky can I be? I'm getting to teach all of you guys, and I'm getting to teach you in a course that I really enjoy, and I want you to really enjoy. Okay, so each week I will have a lesson posted for you on Moodle. Okay, and if you have problems with Moodle, call me. I'll walk you through it. My number again is 716-861-8648. I hope you've entered that into your phone already. Okay, 716-861-8648. If you have problems on Moodle, I'll walk you through it. I will give you instructions on how to post your essay, and that'll be down there in the lesson. And then I'll give you, I'll tell you how to write a response to somebody else's, and I'll give you due dates for things each time. Normally, we'll have about 6 days between the time I post an assignment and when it's due, so that you can pretty much do it whenever you want. Okay, and let me share this experience with you. One Saturday night a few years ago, I was sitting on our bed. My wife's sitting next to me about midnight. We're watching something on television, and I'm correcting papers, and somebody's essay pops up at about midnight on a Saturday night. Okay, well, the following Saturday, the exact same thing happened. Okay, and so right away I sent an email to this student saying, 2 weeks in a row, Saturday night at midnight, I'm getting your essays. What kind of life do you have? Okay, and so right away I get an email back from her saying, and what about you? Okay, so so you can post these anytime. If you post them early, that makes life a little easier for me, because I can get started a little early. My intent right now is to have your essays due on Monday and your responses due on Tuesday. That's my intent right now. Okay. Will it stay that way? I don't know. We'll see how it works. Also, if you have if you think you want to set up the kind of thing where we have a group conversation somewhere along the line, because Trocare does have a platform for that. I can send you the directions for that, or where you can have a conversation amongst yourself. Okay. And if you're ever working on an assignment and you're just kind of confused and you want to talk to me about it, feel free to call me, feel free to email me, feel free to text me. I want to be here for you. So, the name of the textbook, and it's in your syllabus, it's this book, The Compact Bedford Introduction to Literature. It is the 12th edition, okay? I did order it in the bookstore. You can also get it online if you're an online person. I know it's available online. I know you can rent it from the bookstore, and it's cheaper to rent it, and it's cheaper to get it online than it is to buy this book, because the book itself is, I don't know, $100, $110, something like that, an outrageous amount of money. Okay. And really, probably everything that's in here is accessible online anyway, you know. So that's your call, okay? Because I won't ever give you an assignment where I ask you to answer the questions at the end of a story. But the place where a textbook is handy is particularly when we get into poetry. I see. I really, now generally I give you the page numbers that poems are on too. So, so therefore, if you had the name of a poem and a poet, you'd be able to access it even if you didn't have a book. I'm not saying don't buy a book, because I'm not a great read stuff online person. I love to read assignments online, but beyond that, that's kind of it. Okay, so pretty much everything else you'll find in the first lesson. But each week, watch the video, and each week I'm going to put a question in the video that I'll want you to send the answer to me. Okay, and it'll be a simple question, but I want you to send the answer to me each week. Okay, on that video. And everything is, broken down point-wise, and how you get grades and all that kind of stuff. And so you need to do your work, and you need to try to stay timely with it, because it's really not fair to the rest of the students in the class if, you're a week behind, then they can't comment on your essays. Again, if you're into problems, fine. Okay, we already discussed that. But otherwise, don't be that person who's always 2 days late with their assignment, because that's just not fair to the rest of the class. Then they can't comment on what you wrote, because they've already written your comments. So you know where to get me. And the first is, well, there'll be a very short story in the first assignment for you. Actually, it's even shorter than a short story. I think it's about 15 lines long. Oh, I should tell you too that in my videos you'll see my hands a lot, and the reason why you see my hands a lot is that the camera shuts down if it doesn't see motion. And since I'm generally sitting, and most of the time I'll be here in my basement, not always, maybe I'll move around just for the sake of some variety for you. But anyway, that's why you see my hands, because obviously they're closer to the camera, and I need to have motion for the camera to keep the thing from shutting off. Okay? So, questions, comments, again, 716-861-8648. Okay? And my question for you that I want you to text me an answer to this week after you watch this video is, how many students' essays will you have to comment on each week? Okay, and I did say that a couple of times in here, so you should know it by now. And it's a pretty simple answer, but anyway. Okay, so you guys have a great day. You see what I have on here. This is Saturday, and tomorrow is obviously the division playoff, but actually that'll be over by the time you see this video, because technically school doesn't start till Monday. But anyway, here we are, and we're off and running, and contact me whenever. We're going to have fun.